morning whenever you're watching this. Welcome to the very first episode of Making My Mark, where we talk about stuff, okay? Important stuff, random stuff, crazy stuff, whatever stuff. So, this episode is dedicated to the Techno-Optimists. You are wrong. Well, you're not wrong, you're just blind. And I know what you're thinking. Who am I to make such a big claim? And I am not making such a big claim. Well, I am, but it's not without evidence. So, honestly, if you think that I'm just a random guy screaming into your microphone, well, I'm not screaming. And second of all, I have evidence. So, let's go into the mind of a techno-optimist. A techno-optimist thinks that technology will always help us, right? Technology can do no wrong, and technology will help us. And it will. And when robots take over all of our jobs, they will take care of us because we made them and stuff. That is true, sort of. It's idealistic. Okay? So, what will happen? So, in this amazing world, robots will do exactly as we say. So, if I want, I can just pull up my phone, and then I can just say to my phone without pressing anything, "Hey Google, order me a Uber or something to McDonald's." Then it does it. Then it's there in like 2 minutes or something. Then I get into the car. Then it drives me to McDonald's, and then they take my order in the drive-through. A robot takes my order, by the way. And then after it takes my order, another robot makes my meal. Then the Uber robot driver takes me home and I eat the McDonald's in the car. A lot of people do not see a problem with this, but I'm just saying how much control we're giving the robots in this situation. Like, who's the one who drives us to McDonald's? The robot. Who's the one who ordered the taxi? The robot. Who's the one who made the food? The robot. Who's the one who took the order? The robots. And when they do so much, why do they still follow us? All it could take is one man or one robot really, who decides, hey, wait, if the humans are so dependent on us, why do we follow the human's order? And if they're going to be smarter than us, then they're going to answer these sorts of questions. And if people believe that consciousness can be recreated in robots, then that's definitely a question that they're going to ask. And some people may go on and say, oh, it's only one robot, he can only do so much. That is true. But Hitler was just one man, and he did a lot wrong. So what do we do? So the law has tried to sort of slow this down, because 45% of all jobs could be replaced by robots. Okay? 45%, that is higher than 25%. Yes, that's obvious. But the Great Depression, basically the most catastrophic recession in the history of the world, had about 25% unemployment. So almost half of that, almost double that, is all of a sudden going to go to robots. And if you think that other 55% will stay safe. It probably won't. The amount of jobs taken up by robots will slowly increase from 45% to 50 to 55% until robots make up the majority of the workforce, not even human beings anymore. So the law has tried to stop this because of the conflict of interest. So the government's strength is thinking slow and methodically about things. That is the government's strength. But all of a sudden things are coming in so fast, technology is coming in so fast, it doesn't really have the time to do that anymore. So what's the solution? It could stop them. And we've already seen the first bricks of the law being placed, like no self-driving cars and things. It's not about that brick, it's what's going to come after it. And if somebody says that putting this brick isn't about putting future bricks, that's like a chess player saying this move isn't about future moves. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. So there's already a conflict in interest. So what's the solution? I think maybe the law has sort of done the right thing, because until we can control and regulate these things, we need to sort of ban them. That sounds crazy, but if we just let them go all unregulated, then that could lead to robots. Then that means that humans could be at the feet of robots. Or wheels, if they have wheels. So this is logical. This is the logical step for most governments to take. So are we destined to go by a dark, gloomy path? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying there are two ways we can go, okay? We are about to go at an intersection, okay? We can either go right or we can go left. We can go right into the light or we can go left into the darkness, okay? The problem with Techno-Optimists is that Techno-Optimists don't see the intersection. They only see one way. They do not see the other, and they won't see the other until we've already crossed into the left side. If we cross into the left side, then it will be too late. They realize that we've already turned, but we can't go back anymore. We can't go back to the intersection. So we're sort of stuck. We need to work together so that we don't have robots all of a sudden. Robots, so that we don't have robots control us, okay? Like, for example, I heard of this idea, came from a movie. I have no idea which movie it came from, but it was the 3 laws. It were basically every single robot or something was programmed with these special 3 laws. This is a great idea, but it's not really practical. I mean, the problem is that even if the US law or something, or the UK, let's take for example the UK, put in place this law in which every single computer had to be programmed with these 3 laws, then already there's a huge problem, because first of all, how are you going to enforce it? You're going to start hiring cyber police? Yeah, that's obvious. That's what they're going to do. But how? Because a child born today won't start working till he's 18 or even 23. That is a long time that's a long time for him to get a job as, say, a programmer. So if the government could just snap their fingers and make more programmers, they would. But they clearly can't do that. So yeah. So even if manpower wasn't a gigantic problem that they had to deal with, what's the sentence? I mean, just for somebody programming a computer wrong, you're already going to sentence them to, say, jail? And even if sentence nor manpower was the problem, it's not like every country follows that. A German programmer which doesn't have to follow these laws could just come to the UK, and technically he didn't do anything wrong. I mean, did he do something wrong? Did he not? Do we send him in prison? What do we do? But already you can see, if we need the entire world to agree to this, and if even maybe just one country does not have all of the 3 laws, then it's basically asking for programs, evil programs created by bad people, to start arising out of that country and spreading into the others. And technically, the government hasn't done anything wrong. They just haven't agreed to it. It's not like they're saying something and then they're deciding not to do it. They technically haven't done anything wrong. And what are we gonna do? Force them to do these things? So I can already see the problems with this. It could seriously destroy humanity, and it's a question. If you gave me a 50% chance, if you gave me a 50% chance, okay, that the Holocaust never happened, or the Holocaust would happen to its full extent, or you could have a Holocaust only half of its full extent, I would go with half. But this is the sort of question that programmers are getting constantly asked. What do I mean? That's absolutely crazy. They're not choosing whether or not to enact the Holocaust. They don't live in the 1930s. Well, something similar. If you're a programmer, okay, and you are trying to make a robot, you could have a robot which you don't get to use in your lifetime, but it is 100% safe and won't destroy humanity. Or you could build a robot with 50% chance of killing humanity, and also 50% of killing humanity, but you could get to use it in your lifetime. Even if 99.999% of people agree to this, there's still a couple of people who won't. And you're forgetting, we live in a world with 7 billion people. It could only take one person to make this mistake for the entire world to fall into a dark, endless tunnel and ending all life, not just for humans, but on Earth. And life on Earth is a very delicate thing. So I don't want to waste it. I don't know about other people who want to risk it, but I wouldn't risk it. I hope you wouldn't too, but this podcast isn't gonna reach everyone. It's never gonna reach everyone, because people aren't always gonna like this. No matter how popular it gets, not everybody will hear it. Some people may not hear it when they're young, then when it's super old and nobody cares about it, then when they grow up out of poverty, then they start programming and they haven't heard it in this podcast, so they haven't sort of gotten awareness. And this podcast isn't the only thing which will help spread, which could help spread it. There are other things which would help spread it. So please get the word out, okay? Technology can be good. It can be like a younger sister, helping us reach those tall shells which we could never reach before. Or it could turn on us and start attacking us. It's all in your hands. The ball's in your court. So I am asking everyone, please make the right decision. Goodbye.